and breathe, everybody, because if Ipswich Town win on Saturday, they'll be playing Championship football next season. This is the Blue Monday podcast. Hello and welcome to the Blue Monday podcast, discussing Ipswich Town winning away and keeping a clean sheet since 2015. This is the live match reaction after Barnsley 0, 9 home wins in a row, Barnsley 0, Ipswich Town 3. Dave Diamond, how are you tonight, sir?
It's just superb, isn't it? So that old football cliche, over the moon. Absolutely. What a wonderful, wonderful performance yet again. And as we said in the green room, they've in this run, in this, this 14 game, is it? I'm losing track now. 15 games, is it, since the Bristol Rovers game? They've gone to Bolton, Derby, Peterborough, now Barnsley. All teams that are probably going to make the playoffs, possibly. Well, maybe one of Peterborough might not, perhaps. But although Bolton lost tonight, let's get back to that. All teams like to make the playoffs, and 1-4, scored 10, conceded none, just blown them all away. It's just unbelievable, mate.
Yeah,
Incredible.
That's the word for it.
And as I think I said on the Telegram, we still conceivably, I know we joked about it, still conceivably could get 100 points and 100 goals,
Yeah,
and not win the league.
and not win
it's
the
just
league.
Nuts.
Yeah, fair play,
Incredible.
Plymouth.
But
yeah.
I mean, tonight more than anything, and I think the crowd tonight as well. That 5,000. Me and you, I think we both. I had work commitments. I couldn't go today. I think you were in the same boat probably, and it's just so important, wasn't it? So important. On the iFollow, on the delayed iFollow, we'll get to that. It's all you could hear were the town fans, and it's got to be a help. I know Ben said for the albeit the Sheffield derby, the Barnsley Sheffield Wednesday derby that he went to, what was it, last month, couple of months ago now. He said, yeah, when Barnsley went up, it was really sort of white hot atmosphere, but we just killed that game tonight. Absolutely superb performance, and they were no mugs. I think they were pretty much a step up certainly from Peterborough on Saturday, and certainly for a spell there after our initial pressure, sort of probably between 15 and for the next sort of 15 minutes, they played some good stuff without ever really threatening, I didn't think. But they were sharp and slick on the ball. I really like Cadden, the left-sided player. Really good player.
Well, we'll talk more about the match action shortly. We need to say hello to them. There's lots of people joining us live. So come in, take your breath back. Get your breath back is what I'm trying to say. I'm struggling myself. My knees were jiggling around all game. As you guys know, I've not enjoyed these kind of moments, but every time this team just managed to continue to impress us in entirely new ways, and tonight just continues that. Let's see who we've got. Let's do a bit of a roll call. Sully's with us. Here he is.
Over
Kirk
Saturday.
is with us. Russell down under in Sydney. Welcome, brilliant, Russell. Sully, Seb was right on the Cornhill Saturday night. Then to Dave's. We'll do an ippy dippy. We'll figure out where we're going after this one.
Yeah.
I'll chat with Dan at the Greyhound, maybe. Oh, there he is.
Oh, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Andreas, evening, everyone. Immense performance there. Unbelievable, immense. Keep these adjectives coming. Nick's with us. That was something. Chris Rand, I'd like to ask the panel if they've taken 2-3 wins before these tickets. All of us, including Joe, including
terrible penalty, Chris. Terrible penalty.
Mr. 9 wins out of 9 fairs even got the McCarthy out on the weekend, didn't he? I'll take their point now, but what a performance. As I say, we'll talk more about that shortly. Nick, rough first half, but finished. Yeah, we'll talk about the kind of the momentum definitely shifted, and maybe I think Barnsley were probably the better team overall for the first half, albeit we probably had the better 2 chances. But just sucker punches.
Luongo hitting the bar and stuff, and the Hurst chance. We certainly had the 2 best chances.
Yeah, agreed. Elliot Anderson, team of the season centre back.
Absolute joke.
I thought Hurst was pretty unfortunate to be booked pretty early on as well. I thought
he ran all over Anderson. I thought Hurst was superb tonight. Absolutely.
What a goal that second goal was. Yep. If you enjoyed George Hurst's goal, give us a thumbs up. There you go. There'll be plenty of that tonight, folks. Thank you to those who have shown us love on Facebook. Mark and Angela, thank you for that. And James for the thumbs up as well. Appreciate that. Keep your thoughts coming, everyone. We'll try and get through as many as we can. We will. Oh, the phones are not ringing, is it, Dave? That's not Is that the championship calling?
You carry on. I've got to get my water that I thought was there, but it's over there. Hang on a second.
I'm going to keep doing the chat. There you go. We are. You could tell we're live, folks. Elliot saying also credit to Lee coming on, having a part in the third goal was pretty much immaculate after not kicking the ball for 2 weeks, and also Dave, a contribution from all three of the players who were absent for the postponement. Was it the right decision to postpone the game, Dave? I think it was.
I think it probably was.
Matt, I'm done in. What a result. Burgess, Morsey, oof.
Burgess was bloody good tonight. Although, I tell you what summed the game up for me tonight, last minute, the Wolfenden, when he does the trademark flick between the forwards, I just take it down then and away we go. Just brilliant. Right, just imagine Burgess was very good tonight. Him and Wolfenden just didn't miss a header. Just did not miss a header at all.
I can imagine Joe Fairs in the away and going, whoa, with that Wolfenden moment.
In his homemade bucket hat as well.
His homemade bucket hat. Bristol Rovers away. Chris Rand tells us we've scored 37. Conceded. It's obscene, did you say?
It is obscene. It is just obscene.
Yep. Matt making Morsey showing tonight why he's my player of the season, being out of the team. Should have been in the League One team of the season as well. I mean, there's always logistics around these situations.
I missed this, but Aaron Collins won the League One Player of the Year. That's right, isn't it?
I know he's in the team of the season. Did he win the Player of the season as well?
I think he won it. Wow. I was watching it. It was on Sky. I know it was.
I thought it was Ballymumba, wasn't it? Or was he a young player of the year?
No, he was a young player. I think Collins won. But there you go. Yeah.
Norman, what an amazing and gritty result. Yeah, we'll check the stats, but I'm pretty certain we had less possession, although the last 10 minutes might have equalised it a little bit. But gritty is a fair. There was a little bit of dark arts and nastiness about us tonight, wasn't there?
Love that, Rich. Yeah. Love that, Rich. And we went direct a lot tonight as well, which I loved also. We can just mix it up, can't we? Just, absolutely when we have to. Super.
Different styles of play for different needs. There you go. They write themselves. Charlie D. Morsey, a beast. Luongo is epic.
I mean, again, I don't think you can underestimate Luongo's influence on this team.
Scored
since he's been there.
Probably a best goal of the season almost.
Well, it's a carbon copy of Hurst at Cheltenham, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jules, our mate Jules wins Saturday, then we are coming for the yellow scummers. David, I remember David asking us, good to have you with us a few times, can we win every single game between now and the end of the season? Then we almost did it, David.
Joe Fairs told you. He was slightly off because we did drop points against Cheltenham, but he's nearly there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Michael, good to have you with us. Great win event against a good Barnsley team. Great defending all night. Alex, that was emotional. Alex got a little bit of a ticking off for me for preempting the penalty. We'll talk about that later on as well. Doesn't matter. We move on. Doesn't matter. Ben's with us. Called you Blues. Yeah. Good stuff. Lots of you with us. We'll try and there you go. Brian, unreal chaps. It's beer o'clock. I've got to drive to the Midlands at 5 a.m. This is going to be fun, isn't it?
No.
Bob getting Barnsley no mugs. Great.
Nice to see Barry Gotter coming on for a bit of a cameo at the end.
The more you shout for it, the less likely is to get on.
I'm not having it.
Jules, quite rightly, 9,500 on
Best ever, wasn't it, Jules? Incredible.
Smashing it. Bluey, wow. We are surely up. The away end, Matt says, sounded amazing. Yes. There you go, Gary. Come on, Rich. We're going up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys. Should we talk about the game, Dave? Let's talk about the game a little bit. Let's have a look at the lineups because I think we bigged up Luca Connell just in advance. Thank you, David, for the
David. Thanks again.
We'll see you in the pub.
We must owe David multiple beers at the Greyhound on Saturday.
At least 2 beers.
You've got to get there, Dave. Got to get there.
Yeah, come and say hello. I think everyone's going to be camping out at the Greyhound on Friday night. I think Tony Rand put that in the Telegram.
He did, didn't he? Tony Rand's going to bag his table, isn't he?
He's going to get his sleeping bag
down
out.
there. Get a towel.
There we go.
ITFC towel.
Let's in his Blue Monday sweatshirt, which I can see. Is that a long sleeve t-shirt, Dave, or a
long sleeve t-shirt? As first styled by MPS, I think.
Yeah, who was papped with Ben Bloom. We're the only ones left in Ipswich seemingly tonight, aren't we? But,
I know.
Let's have a look at the teams very quickly. Yeah, we bigged up Luca Connell and he was nowhere to be seen. I think probably in terms of Barnsley, Dave, the only question mark, well, not a question mark, it was always going to happen. Tedic's got a brace on the weekend against Oxford, but in comes
Yeah, I guess, certainly Norwood was certainly going to be fired up tonight, and he was, certainly he was. So I can kind of understand that from Duff, but yeah, I don't think the fan base were over pleased with it by all accounts.
No, but you would do it, wouldn't you? You'd bring on Norwood.
Of course you would. Yeah.
Yeah. And as for Ipswich, as always, Dave, unchanged.
Well,
No
that's the side now, isn't it? Yeah, very pleased to see that. I think there was maybe a couple of minor things from Peterborough, but yeah, just crikey, you play this match on adrenaline, wouldn't you, alone probably?
Yeah, worth noting, Genoa Danasi, and we got early
Yeah.
wind in the Telegram group. He was limped off the bus, and Greg Lee, as we mentioned, one of the trio from the international break, came in. So,
was that was just the ultimate final piss take at the end, wasn't it? Just throwing him on, probably.
I'm just gonna keep mentioning it. A lot of chat. We will try and do the match action because there will be people listening back later, but we'll keep there's 320 people here. This is brilliant.
Nice, mate.
What a result!
You said I can't believe there's so many fans left left in Ipswich. Sorry, left behind. Sorry,
maybe the internet's great in Barnsley, hey?
Yeah.
But in terms of, what you'd expect from Norwood happened in the first 5 minutes, Dave. He clattered Davis, didn't he? Lucky to not get a card for that.
Yeah, left it on him.
Didn't he?
Yeah. Well, you knew what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get with him. Some quite nice words, some quite clever, again, from McKenna, was it, pre-match, some quite nice words about Norwood, really, wasn't it, from McKenna, saying, he kept in touch with the odd text and stuff, and he's a goal scorer and stuff, and yeah, he just knows how to play it, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. And I wonder whether Mike Duff would be calling us the best team statistically in League One history again if he had the chance.
History. That was a strange one. I was trying to get my head around that because Mike was second.
not for us to say, is it? Not for us to say, is it? Jim's here. Well done from Ipswich, from Sheffield Wednesday. Crazy run you've been on. Cheers, Jim.
Cheers, brilliant. Jim.
If obviously there's still business to be done on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
I think we'd all want the three who have been leading the front.
Surely deservedly so. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. And then this harsh yellow card for George Hurst. I thought him and Anderson, it was a great battle, wasn't it, all night?
Nothing at all, really.
Low bar from the ref.
Yeah, very, very much so. That's a proper good old-fashioned centre forward scrap all through the game, wasn't it? It was though, wasn't it? All through the game, and but good thing about Hurst that fairly early on that didn't take any edge from his play at all, did it?
No, and as Gary says, was phenomenal tonight.
I thought he's our best player. Considering, I thought he's our best player tonight. All right, the miss in the first half aside, I thought he was outstanding against Anderson. Look, he's a lump, and obviously a good player. EFL centre, one of the centre halves in the EFL team of the year. But yeah, I just thought Hurst was absolutely immense. And Morsey as well, but Morsey is every week. But I thought Hurst tonight was really good.
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit of anxiousness about the referee in the Telegram group. I thought, apart from those kind of two early calls,
I think it was good.
I think levelled off and generally made the right calls. We'll talk about the penalty, obviously, but I don't think he missed a huge amount after that.
He certainly wasn't influenced at all, was he? Which I quite like.
I mentioned it. There was the risk at 2-0 of it becoming another Hillsborough situation because their fans started chucking stuff, didn't they? And
yeah. I don't quite think they got the same gravitas as 28,000 or 30,000, whatever it was at Hillsborough that day. I was there. That was pretty intimidating.
A little bit different, isn't it? A little bit different. Long off the bar in 9 minutes, Dave. Great hit, wasn't it?
Well, it's a great bit of play to begin with, wasn't it? The great bit of play, ball cut back. Cuts in on his right foot. Carbon cuts exactly the same as George Hurst at Cheltenham. Absolutely creams the shot, curls it beyond the keeper, and a bar and out. And you think, oh no, is it going to be our? Is it not going to be our night? But great effort.
Point onwards, Barnsley kind of settled down, didn't they? And generally had a lot of the ball.
They were really good. I thought very slick, moving the ball from midfield, one touch. Landing on the second balls. I thought we were slightly second best at that stage after a really good start. But again, a couple of crosses from Cadden apart. Wood really didn't have anything to do, did he? Not really. Came and caught a couple of crosses. Came and caught a couple of corners comfortably. Other than that, really wasn't troubled. So yeah, very neat and tidy. Like a few people said, I think a cut above from where Peterborough were on Saturday. But yeah, I think we pretty much kept them at arm's length. But like I said, towards the end of that first half, till we scored the first, perhaps losing out on a few second balls, you think, oh, you know, perhaps this is starting to get away from us a little bit. But then the goal and things settled down, obviously.
It did, yeah. Worth noting, Walton, it seemed similar at Peterborough. These kind of marginal moments where they get a sight, or it just needs the keeper to come and collect the ball or to slow the play down. He was doing really well actually to slow the play down. I thought Norwood and Cole didn't really know whether to engage Walton or not. They kind of hovered, didn't they?
As a pair, they were poor, really.
It wasn't Cole's night, and certainly Norwood obviously hauled off at 60 minutes. But I wanted to give a shout out to Walton because not a huge amount of kind of saves to do. Unlike
commanding, though, wasn't he?
But commanding is the word. Definitely right.
Yeah.
31 minutes. What a ball by Broadhead for Hurst.
Yeah, and you expect him to bury it, really. He just sort of kind of gets his, I think they said on comms, he kind of gets his angles wrong, doesn't he? The keeper sort of comes, I think perhaps the keeper should keep coming for that, and I think he probably gets to it first and kicks it clear, but he's a bit static, and Hurst is on. It's just a beautiful weighted ball from Broadhead yet again. And he's in, admittedly on an angle. I don't think his first touch isn't great, is it? It sort of takes him slightly away, slightly wider, cuts down the angle a bit. Yeah, and he a bit surprised. He just sort of drags it wide. So yeah, that was a real chance actually. Yeah, really opened them up.
Possibly took it a little bit,
I think his first touch
tough, didn't he? But
sort of took it away a little bit. Yeah, just closed the angle down a bit.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking, and this is an insight into my psyche, everyone.
Keep it tight. 0-0.
No, it's 44 minutes. Like, I'm so happy we've got it 0-0 at half time.
Yeah.
But we've got other ideas. And I'm going to give massive credit for Clark's perseverance from the throw in to winning the corner. I don't think their man it might have been Cadden actually, wasn't particularly happy with the award of the corner, but I think Clark, big credit for the build up for this goal.
On I think someone on our Telegram group posted the goals. The I Follow Goals with a Barnsley commentary, and certainly the Barnsley summarisers said, "Now it's never a corner. Certainly our ball, never ever a corner." So that was hacking them a bit, but yeah, as usual,
well, that's just Harness missed the goal offside in the Portman Road game. That's
exactly. Exactly right. Yeah, just evens it out. Broadhead again. It's a great run across his man at the near post. Great flicked header. But again, it's a delivery for Davis, and it's not floated in. It's driven in, whipped in. Poor keeping, really. But it's one of those ones you see keepers concede a lot of those because he gets his head to it and gets it low to the keeper's left, doesn't he? Right in the corner. And the keeper he should really fall on it, but it's a bit too quick for him and just pushes it in the side of his goal.
Yeah. Mark is joining us from the coach. Hello to the Blues travelling back from Barnsley. We love it, Mark.
Hang on, Mark. Hang on. I know I've got my specs on, but is your surname Mark Rattle? I hope you've got one there, mate. Driving people crazy.
And a big rosette. Where was the goalie when the ball was in the net? He was on his arse. Ray! Banner. No, but yeah, we love those kind of near post flick on kind of corners, don't we? Another assist for Davis. No. There's going to be another one in a second as well.
Gazillion.
But what a great goal this is to double it up, and what a great time to do it as well, Dave, from Hurst. But this is Clark's ball over the top, isn't it? Or is this is?
Or is it Davis? I think
it's Davis. I think Clark's for the
Davis
penalty.
sort of like volleys it over the top, and this is all about Hurst and perseverance, isn't he? And strength, and just goes into beast mode, doesn't he? Clearly, obviously, a little bit frustrated with the one he missed like 10 minutes before, but. He's just too strong for Anderson, who's an absolute giant.
Climbing all over him as well, isn't he?
Climbing all over him. And again, it's the composure, a bit like the finish at Derby. It's the composure. So, he seems to have overrun the ball in the box. Then he sort of gets control. The defenders sort of like almost fall past him, don't they? And he's just got the awareness just to get it out of his feet and just stroke it in the corner. It's a brilliant to have, just goes cold in that situation. It's a great finish. And like I said, I think what makes it better is considering the one, all right, from not central position, but considering the one he missed earlier, he just obviously banished that out of his mind like a proper striker and just buries it in the corner. Brilliant finish.
Intro, Shearer-esque from Hurst.
Do you know what? Yeah, you saw Shearer score goals like that. Just, hold off the centre half too strong. Just go cold in front of goal and just pick the corner. Brilliant.
Was it David Hurst-esque from George Hurst there? You said stroked the ball in, by the way. I thought he lashed it in.
He did, yeah, but stroked it, yeah.
Stroked it, lashed it.
Side foot lash.
Let us know what you think of the chat.
Side lash, maybe.
I thought we need to
David Hurst, his dad was had a thunder bastard of a left foot.
Yeah,
His father. He was very left-footed, but yeah, I think his father would have been proud of seeing his lad score a goal like that. I would have thought. Proper
yeah.
centre forward goal.
What a way to go in at halftime as well,
Oh,
in front of the 5,000 travelling supporters. Jamie says, sign him up ASAP. What else have we got in the chat? Ragdoll, the centre back, says Gary. Love that. Martin repeating these results. Let's read them out just to make sure we all remember this. Bolton away 2-0, Derby away 2-0, Peterborough away 3-0, Barnsley away 3-0. Unbelievable stuff there, Dave.
So
if my maths is correct, 10 goals for, no goals against in the games against top 6 sides. Didn't we have issues with beating top 6 sides, Dave?
It just didn't happen, did it? Never happened. And I think, honestly, when we went to Bolton, which was pretty much at the beginning of this run, when was this, sort of March the 10th, 11th, something like that. Something like that. Lashed. Yeah. You go to Bolton, you think, oh, tricky one. We haven't got a great record about, against the top 6 teams. All right, we've got a point at Sheffield Wednesday this season so far. Probably should have got a point at Plymouth, but didn't. And you think, but I think that we got so much confidence from that result, I think, and obviously winning the games at home, and then just another confidence builder from the Derby result as well. Just you gain momentum, Rich, and they've just got in this winning and not conceding momentum. It's incredible.
Absolute machine. Thank you to Nathan as well. He's singing Down Under, I think. I think that's some Aussie dollars there.
Bless you, Nathan.
I couldn't donate to Turbo the Sailor. Our mate Bits, who's shaving his hair off before Exeter. What a way to...
Where is he doing? Is he in the fan zone?
I think he's in the fan zone. So we'll pass that on, Nathan. Thank you for that. If anyone else wants to do that, probably best to go. We've already kind of collected everything up, but I'm happy to sort that out for Nathan. But go and check out at Turbo the Sailor on Twitter and donate to his head shave in support of Marcus Stewart and the Derby Rimmer Foundation for motor neuron disease. But thank you, Nathan, for your support. Port Vale to do us a favour against Plymouth last day. I tell you what, Dave, Port Vale.
They were no mugs. They were no mugs.
They weren't.
I mean, I saw they were winning 2-0. Obviously, Bristol Rovers. How did it end?
2-0.
Yeah.
In terms of other, I mean, Accrington beat Bolton. That's a big result down the bottom. Lincoln, their home record in tatters. Burton won 1-0, probably a little bit on the beach.
And
Oxford.
Didn't Gas score the winner?
Did he? Let me check.
He did.
You're telling me he did? He did, 79th minute. There you go.
I had me scored,
As praised by Don Ball, teaching him Spanish in the pre-match. Liam Manning's got his first win as Oxford Boss, 4-0 win against Cheltenham. So everything's starting to crystallise. But Plymouth 2, Bristol Rovers down to 10 men.
That Bolton result's an interesting one because that kind of brings them back. They're not nailed on, are they? That kind of brings them back in the whole Derby Peterborough scenario, doesn't it?
Still fifth. They've got Fleetwood next.
Okay.
But I'll put the league table up in a bit. Should we finish off the match action and then we'll go to the chat? That's all right.
Carried away,
That's fine. It's rifled in, says Jules. There you go. A lot of people say we must sign Hurst. It's going to be dependent on Leicester, isn't it?
Who were losing to Leeds tonight. Again, I don't know how that one turned out.
1-1 full time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Ben, just listen to the game in sunny Mallorca. There you go. Huge shout to be on my sound. They did sound incredible, didn't they? Paul, brilliant result, performance worth the 4:30 alarm. I know what that feels like. Darren, I'll go for the championship now. Yeah, looks like it.
I think so. And you got to say, hats off to them. Fair play. I mean, to keep their momentum after arguably their 2 best players, Cooper and obviously Whittaker in January, and then Cooper probably from the end of January onwards. Fair play to them. Brilliant.
Yep. Spot on. Totally agree with that. But as Paul says, Argyle can be champs. Doesn't matter. Just get second.
Be nice to win it, wouldn't it, though?
Nice
but do you know what? Fair play. If it doesn't, fair play to them. Absolutely superb.
Tommy Miller said it. I think all of us were thinking at halftime. 2-0's a dangerous scoreline, Dave. How were you feeling in the first 10 minutes? Because it was quite
don't, Rich. Don't.
The second half, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were. But again, first 10 minutes, we just controlled it, didn't we? I love the way we started that second half. Just didn't really give them anything, controlled things, and any sort of sting or any ear bashing they might have got from Duff from half time. I think we perhaps saw that out and paid to that in the first. All right, didn't score in the first 10 minutes, but just controlled it, I thought.
Yeah, well, then it leads up to this moment, doesn't it, where we've got this penalty. I don't think there's a clear chance for either side really prior to that, and this was the moment where Clark pinged it over the top, and
Goodness,
Chaplin gets involved. I thought it'd
the
be a bit of a
reverse
quiet first
ball
half.
from Chaplin here is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Again, it's just crazy reverse ball, and Burns is off. And I, I tend to agree with you a bit. He kind of gets sandwiched. Is it soft penalty? Do we think it's a? I
I
know
think
Burns
it
is
is a
going at.
little
I think
bit.
probably because the pace that Burns is going at, and there is contact. So I guess, yeah. I then said to Jordan, watching it with my son, well, both my lads, I just said to Jordan, I said, do you know what, Jordan, this is probably a more important penalty than, this feels more important than the one this time last week against Port Vale. He said, don't be ridiculous. Of course it's not, we're 2-0 up. I said, oh, I think it is, mate. I think it is,
It's
in
for me.
the context of things. And yeah, he hits it with similar venom as he did against Port Vale, didn't he? But just doesn't get it in the corner too central, and Isted goes the right way, and it's with pace. You know what? Sometimes I think some of those penalties hits with pace, keeper gets anything on it, and 9 times out of 10 they do deflect away. But sometimes those little chippy, floaty ones in that sort of thing, sort of keeper mistimes it and they go in, sort of thing. But yeah, disappointing immediately. You're, oh no, we always do it the hard way. Why do we make such hard work of stuff? But again, even after that, what a great reaction. I think Tommy Miller said on comms, what a brilliant reaction after that. I think we had a free kick immediately after that. And
Yeah.
then
Nearly
again,
Clark's moment.
oh
He nearly
Christ,
fires one
oh
in,
my
doesn't he?
God, absolutely thunders one, doesn't he? He will get one. Perhaps he's saving it for Saturday. Let's hope so.
Yeah, the winner.
And again,
Yeah.
as Tommy Miller said, we just controlled it again, and any disappointment from the penalty, we just banished that and took control of the game again for the next probably 10, 15 minutes.
And I think we were hoping for a little bit of time wasty stuff, but little niggly fouls. Luongo was quite good at giving away a few. Morsey also as well. Just little, not bad fouls, malicious fouls. There's
Yeah, it breaks the play, breaks it up.
Yeah, and but the
We've
home
all, look,
fans
Rich,
getting wound up.
we've all said it. How often, in the dark, since we're doing the pod in the dark days, and well, in the dark days, going back 2 seasons ago and stuff. What a soft touch we are. Along comes Ipswich, and I think someone might have been Joe on the Telegram group posted that the other day. Said, "Well, that's got a completely different meaning now, hasn't it?" And it really has, particularly these last 2 games. And it is down to, as we call it, the dark arts. These, breaking up plays. It's every other side we see do it, and we always used to moan and say, well, we're just perhaps too nice, too soft a touch. Yeah, not anymore.
Yep. And there's the home fans are getting wound up. There's being bottles and stuff thrown as well. I thought the referee was going to maybe add some more time on that. 4 minutes added time I was pretty happy with that. And 79 as Tedic comes on, Norwood's hauled off. The away fans bloody love that, as you'd expect.
Oops.
Has a few crosses, a few leaves one on Walton a couple of times, and obviously the Davis we talked about as well, but not a good night for Norwood.
No, not at all.
And possibly in hindsight, is it a bad call by Duff?
Probably he's sort of, heart talking perhaps more in his head a bit. I don't know. But within that, I think before the last goal, Cole has probably their best chance of the night, doesn't he? Which he puts.
Well, I've got that. There's a moment where Morsey kind of fouls Thomas, and it looks pretty nasty actually to the halfway line.
Yeah, I don't know how goes. Fortunately, play broke for them, because I tell you what, that did look a nasty one.
I think that's.
And if play hadn't broken for them, although. Was that Morsey or was that Luongo? Because I thought Luongo.
Oh, it was Luongo. I think my follow said Luongo got the card, but I thought it was Morsey, but I might be wrong.
I thought it was Morsey too. I thought it was Morsey as well.
But from the angle behind the goal for that Cole effort, he's got a lot of the goal to aim at. I know it's a difficult chance, but
got to score.
By the way, just people are acknowledging this in the chat. We've got loads of you with us, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. Please do pop us a thumbs up. It means so much to us.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Do subscribe as well, because there'll be plenty more like this coming up in the next few weeks from people who are even more effusive than me. Dave's obviously been banging the drum for weeks. I'm now on the train. But thank you everyone for getting involved.
And Rich literally has got a drum, and I think probably in Sunday's flag show, I reckon he might get the drum out. To be fair,
I'm at Cheltenham. ITFC women have got a game against Cheltenham on the Sunday afternoon.
Hey, what do you think? Any chance of Harry Clark getting you a new drum?
I don't need one, mate.
You certainly don't.
I don't need one at the moment. I quite like some stickers and stuff on it, so maybe we'll
There
do
you
that.
go.
Good. Thank you very much for what's the currency there? It's $10, whatever it is.
10
Good.
Canadian dollars.
Canadian.
Canadian.
I didn't know we had Canadian listeners. So
We're
thank you. Good.
everywhere, aren't we?
Appreciate you. Didn't feel uncomfortable until we were 3 ahead.
Yeah, I think
we've moved on from the Charlton game, though, haven't we, Dave?
I think
As you said,
eventually we have. That
thank you,
I
Gord.
felt that did linger with us for a good few months, that result.
It
But I
did.
think we've moved on finally from that a few games back, I think.
And that Cole miss, Dave, precedes a goal for ex-Barnsley. He's not a striker. He's not a striker, but what a goal!
Mate.
This finish.
Oh, the finish again. Again, it's a long ball, and I think is it Hurst again. Hurst and the keeper, I think, getting a bit of a tangle. I think Burns may be there as well. And the, and the ball just breaks for Chaplin again, and he's edge of the box, probably edge of the D, and it's not an easy chance because you can snatch at those, and he just sizes it up, takes it on his instep, and just first touch just lobs it in, doesn't he? And that literally cue pandemonium, certainly in our house, and probably certainly behind the goal as well.
Yeah,
just an incredible finish, which now. So he puts him on how many league goals? Is that 23, 24 league goals? Is that
27 in all comps, and now one behind Clark Harris in the Golden Boot as well.
What a season.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be good.
I mean, and
Rob
again,
says here,
not a centre forward. It's just great. And Rob, as Rob said there, what a nice symmetry to the season that would be if he gets another couple of goals and one, we get promoted, and two, he gets a Golden Boot because he totally deserves it. Absolutely superb player.
Martin, great to have you with us. New listener, how different will this summer be? Now, this is an interesting debate. Had with Ben on that one in the Telegram earlier, which we'll obviously get more of Ben's views. We need to get there first. Need to do the business on Saturday. I'm going to keep saying that. Boring. But I bet Kieran McKenna is saying the same thing. But I think Ben's point was it's much more difficult to spend in the Championship than it is because of the financial fair play stuff than it is in League One. So I think a lot of our big business, the likes of Clark, Broadhead, Davis,
done already.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, I see another centre back coming in. I would have thought, and a striker. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Please let it be George Hurst. I would have thought.
Yeah. And in terms of
in the immediate.
Yeah. Let's just finish the game action off, and then we'll go to the chat. If you've got questions, we will answer them. We've blitzed through the first half an hour or so. There's plenty of you still coming in, maybe people on the coaches as well. We want to hear from you. Give us your views. I know I haven't clicked on too many of them, but we will do that in the last chunk of the show. Worth is finishing off the match action, Dave, in respect of how professional and comfortable we made it. Obviously, the quadruple substitution. Bloody love saying the quadruple substitution.
But the quadruple substitution, and it's just the quality again. It's the quality of substitutions, isn't it? Again, it's just I know the game was obviously won. There he is. There he is.
Ben Bloom.
I know the game was obviously won, but I thought Harness looked quite sharp when he came on.
I thought Harness looked good.
Really sharp.
He kind of powered his way through a couple of times, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And you think, Harness lost control. No, he's retained possession. Yeah, he's almost speechless because it was just, again, it's a game you go into, and I was like you, Rich. Of course you do. You talk it up, and you're talking it up, and you go to Barnsley on the back of that result on Saturday. And there shouldn't be any trepidation really, but it's Ipswich Town, it's our team. We know it. We've seen it. We've seen Charlton away. We've seen, we've all seen it, haven't we? But it was just such a controlled, professional performance in every aspect of the game, I thought.
Yeah, a nice kind of time-wasting yellow card for Christian Walton as well.
Did he boot the ball back in the crowd?
The ball in the stand a little bit.
Fair play.
We've got a Barnsley fan with us. Sorry, there you go. 7 more goals says Bill for 100 goal season. I'll stick that up there as well. And Ty met Ben in the car park. There you go. Barnsley fan, ref was the 12th man. I thought the referee was, we're Ipswich fans and it's the emotions of the last game. I don't want to get a pile on stuff like that. But I thought the referee, there was some moments in the first half which I think probably should have gone in our favour that didn't. But I generally thought he got most of it right. The penalty maybe a little bit soft. I think.
Well, I tell you what, Rich, we've certainly seen a lot worse than him, haven't we?
I agree. Yeah, I think it's.
And it's always you're always gonna get that. Whatever. Look, And no disrespect to Barnsley, you lose 3-0, you are going to be looking at the referee little decisions that went against you. Yeah, maybe the corner on another day for the first goal would have been given as a goal kick. It's fine margins. We've all, as we said, harness at Portman Road. We've all been on the end of those this season, right the way through this season. So
I think we can certainly. I mean, Barnsley fans obviously not as familiar in the recent history of this level as we are, but we've seen some real shockers over the last 3 or 4 years.
Ropey, I think would be the word.
If we get the job done, I will not miss the standard of refereeing at this level. But I thought, all in all, Dave, your reflections on that performance and your man of the match. Get your thoughts on man of the match in the chat as well. Come to those.
Do you know what? I'd give man of the match to Morsey every week because he's on a different level. But I think because you could give it to him every week, George Hurst, I thought the misses side, I thought he's magnificent tonight. Up on his own against two fairly big old lumps, certainly Anderson and Kitchen, the other centre half. I just thought he was superb. His hold up play, just his general all round control, his physicality. Is the finish for the goal, and no surprise that he stayed on a little bit longer, didn't he? I think 80 minutes. He certainly, I think he may have got 80 minutes out, did he, tonight?
Yeah,
must have been close when Ladapo came on. I thought he was absolutely superb, and I bet, look, Rich, right through the team again, wasn't it? Wolfenden and Burgess, fantastic. Walton, right through the side, really. But because like I said, you could give it to Morsey because Morsey's, for me, is 9 out of 10 every week. I think Hurst tonight was just brilliant.
Yep, and as you mentioned at the start, that walking the tightrope with that early yellow card, that harsh early yellow card, Barnsley fans. But I'm going to give it. I think Morsey. I think Morsey, without the pressure of not having to get a card, I thought he was fighty and combative in midfield. And Barnsley, given we know they flood the midfield, I thought that was really important for us tonight. But I can see why Burgess is getting a shout. I can see why.
At the back. But we went clearly a tactic tonight. We went direct a lot, and a lot of that was Hurst, I think, as the focal point. And I thought he just led the line brilliantly tonight.
Yep, definitely concur with that. Martin, our Blue Monday thinking of making underpants as I might need some. Squeaky bum time on Saturday. We'll see. I think there's a 20% promo off in our merch store at the moment, but we know a lot of people are pushing merch stores right at the moment. So if you want to do that, feel free.
Blue Monday budgie smugglers.
And I will definitely not be modeling those, everyone. Don't worry about that. Harness looked like a player possessed, superb. Matt, brilliant results. Charlie D. Lee looked solid and composed. Hell of a player. Good job that we called that the game off, didn't we, Charlie D, a few weeks back?
Oh dear. I mean, that must rankle them
tweet as well.
That must rankle with them a bit, because it would have done, certainly if the shoe was on the other foot. I think it would have done with us. But hey, rules are rules.
Broadheads scores, Burns gets the penalty, and Lee is involved, I think, in the someone said in the third goal. Maybe.
Oh dear.
But yeah. Chris, let's do some. I'll come back to Chris's question. Let's do some players of the match. Actually, let's see what other people are saying. Lots of chat here. Thanks everyone for getting involved. Over 500 people in here, which is fantastic.
Wow.
Hurst says Chris. Hurst says Ben. Philip says Hurst, man of the match. Jose Hurst. There you go. Paul Hurst. No, not Paul Hurst. Don't be thinking about him.
Stop it.
Mr. Ipswich Town. Burgess was a rock tonight.
He was.
Rob saying Hurst. Jose bullied them all game, presumably about Hurst as well. Wolfie immense too, says McSaucepan. Yeah, great shout. Particularly calm towards the end.
What?
Goal for
Mings,
I
saw that. Mings goal for. What the hell is our goal? Is our goal difference now like plus 60?
Do you want me to put the league table up?
Go on, put it up.
There's the league table. It's plus 60, guys. Plus 60. 93 goals.
Oh, my word. That is
33 against.
That's obscene in itself, isn't it? Goodness me.
94 points.
I think we've equalled. I think our good friend Stat put that up. I think we've equalled. I think we've now won 27 games, equalled our all-time season record, which I think was Division 3 South in 1953, 54 or something like that. So the records are tumbling.
If you've been born after the millennium, then this is your time, guys. Lap this
utopia.
Up. I've got newspapers behind me from 20 odd years ago. These are my moments as well. We all deserve it. Morsey, man of the match. Broadhead, Wolf and Burgess also classed as Paul, Kieran, and Brown, Mark, Ashton going on to all the fan buses and things. This is our time.
How good is our time?
That's our time. Marcus, Hurst or Burgess.
Yeah.
Morsey, Hurst, Philip, Burgess, a rocket. Yeah, I think we've dealt with all the key hitters. But yeah,
I think we said that Morsey, you could give Morsey man of the match every single game. He's just he's just on a different level for that division. He really is. And there's players that are Chaplin is, Broadhead, they're just too good. They deserve at least the championship.
Yep. And player of the season will be announced. At least the fans player of the season will be announced on Saturday, won't it? I think. 2-horse race now, Chaplin Morsey. Got to be, isn't it?
Yeah, got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, which side of the fence are you on, Dave? Do you dare reveal in front of?
I would.
Hundreds of people watching.
Again, oh God, it's almost inseparable because Morsey's been so consistent. But Christ, Chaplin could finish with nigh on 30 goals for the season as a number 10. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough. But yeah, they're not a fag paper between the two. I'd say.
I've got Chaplin. There you go. I'm gonna put my.
Yeah, no, I concur. I think I concur.
Get your questions in, folks. We're seeing a lot of good photos posted as well, and I'll see if I can drive the ship and talk at the same time.
What about most improved player, Rich? There's one. You've got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Be. And also to come back from that injury as well. How impressive is that?
Yeah. I concur. Yeah, and he got a kick in the face tonight as well, didn't he?
He did. And he went down and we were looking at it and I said, it's Burgess. He lost half his face against Bristol Rovers. He'll be all right.
Robot face. How about that? How about that photo?
Oh my God. Could be hang on, Blink could be the San Siro, could be anywhere. Look at that.
Things you love to see. There you go.
That's fantastic, mate.
Get your questions in, get your thoughts in. We will go to those next. We'll spend the next 20 odd minutes, or as long as you guys stick around with us, just dealing with that. Who knows? A member of the pod team might appear on the road, hopefully parking up and then joining the discussion. We need to plug a few things. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. Do give us a thumbs up as well. We really appreciate that. We are here 3 shows a week. We will be back for the pre-match show, looking ahead to Exeter, a big game. Pivotal game, historic game, hopefully against Exeter on Saturday. Seb and I will be doing that. Thursday night, it will go out Friday morning. We'll do it as a pre-record, I think, just because of logistics. But Sunday evening, 8 p.m. As always, we are live on YouTube again. The Flagship show with us, hopefully talking about another win and promotion. Fingers crossed. So do join us there.
Fingers crossed, another win for the ladies as well.
And hope, women's team as well, also battling for promotion or glory as well. So fingers crossed there. So pre-match show Friday morning. That'll be a pre-record available podcast and YouTube, and Flagship show live on YouTube and then podcast thereafter. Do subscribe. All the details you need, Blue Monday, ITFC.co.uk. And if you want to get involved in the matchday chat, which I found very useful, and I got to just expel a little bit of anxious tension by chatting away in the Telegram group, that's also linked to as well there. Good time to get involved. A couple of weeks. A messaging group there, town fans. It's like Twitter, but without all of the kind of silly nonsense. Really enjoyed that. And the matchday chat obviously came to life tonight, and we'll do so again on Saturday. There we go. I think I've done all the bits and pieces I need to.
I think so, mate. Yeah. How did you cope with that iFollow delay at first tonight? That wasn't very pleasant,
annoying, wasn't it? But I think they figured it out part way through.
I think they did.
At least we didn't have a goal that was spoiled by it. But I think the key is.
I think it was like 2 or 3 seconds out. It seemed to be. There was certainly a delay around the time when Luongo hit the bar. That's for sure. Yeah,
and your mate Tommy Miller as well, nipping down the M1 in his Audi TT.
Audi TT, dear. Do you want to lift back home?
There you go. And this is the kind of standard that we're setting for Blue Monday podcast. You've got to come back. You've got to come back. Right. Questions. Chris, I did promise that we'd go back to Chris's question. How does the starting lineup change for the first game of next season? Not much, Dave, surely.
I wouldn't have thought so. I would not have thought so. Tough one, that. Tough one. So obviously I think there will be investment. Wouldn't you like to see George Hurst in that number 9 shirt though, first game of the season on a permanent deal? That would be something, wouldn't it? Do you know what? From that 11 tonight, I don't see a huge amount of change. Like I said, maybe another, and that would be harsh, maybe on Burgess, perhaps a little bit untried at Championship, albeit he played against the midfield for Fulham, I think. But yeah, I see another centre half and certainly a forward, I think.
I think that's the difference possibly at the Championship level in terms of, like, obviously Hurst scored, and we know that Hurst has got that pedigree as well, but chances are much more at a premium in the Championship. And when you get those moments, you have to take them. That's why Broadhead has been so effective. Chaplin as well.
Yeah,
takes a lot of shots, but I just think that's a quality that we maybe don't have a huge amount of abundance of.
I think our style of football will be well suited. I think that will carry us. That will stand us.
Do we need to revert back to be a little bit more possession based? Because I need to check the stats, but we've been a lot more direct, haven't we? People acknowledged that in the Telegram, didn't they?
But
get the job done, right?
It's horses for court, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. David W. Dave, where does Super Sammy Mozzie sit in the Hall of Midfield Fame?
It's levels.
Walkie, Holland,
it's levels where you're playing at, though. You got to put it into context. So Mozzie's been absolutely excellent, but at League One level, Dave. So bit of a tough comparison with those other luminaries that you mentioned there that had obviously played for us at the, obviously Midtjylland included, at the highest level, but just his sheer consistency, and also, as Rich said, referred to earlier on, those few games when he was sitting on 9 bookings, to get, which I think Luongo has assisted in that tremendously well. Just Morsey's sheer consistency has just been absolutely amazing, and also in the last month, 5 weeks through Ramadan as well.
Of course, yeah.
Really, he's managed that. Absolute example of a player. What a player! What a captain!
Yeah.
But a bit unfair to ask where he stands in the Hall of Fame, because it's levels of where he of how he plays. It keeps that intensity in the Championship next season, and he's 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 most games in the Championships next season. Then it's just a shame he's not 26, isn't it?
It is a shame. It is a shame.
Yeah.
Here's the stats from tonight: 47% possession. But look at the XG: 1.3 to 0.5, 10 shots each, 3 big chances to nil.
Yeah.
We missed 2 of those as well. One of those would be the penalty. Yeah. And in terms of that kind of reversion or slight change of play, there's a question from Kirk which I've now lost. I think he was asking about. There you go. Our change after Bristol Rovers to playing a mixed style of possession and direct has been the key to this run. I mean, it's true, but it's also, and we did this a lot. We talked about it already, trying to get Hurst in, Burns in, trying to get in quicker. It's direct out of necessity, because that's how you get the ball up the field. But it's a lot more quick, isn't it, Dave?
It is. Yeah, it's not so ponderous. We were. I watched the Bristol Rovers and I follow, and we were ponderous that night. Extremely, certainly good grief. First half, a couple of weeks before against Cambridge, we were just so not negative, but you're right, just didn't move the ball quick enough, and that has certainly been a feature. And I think it's basically it's improved as players like Clark and Broadhead have settled into, and Hurst have settled into the team, and obviously Luongo as well have settled into the team now.
Yeah, Gary's great point in this, not a question, but the team carry the team nowadays, not reliant on just a couple of players. There's quality throughout, isn't there? And on the bench too.
Agreed. Having said that, had he picked up that 10th book, and as everyone I think pretty much expected, he would have been a miss. He would have been a big miss. 3 games without him. Yeah.
And now we've got Domball, we've got Luongo.
I know now we've got Luongo. Not such a miss now. But when you think, when he was sitting on those bookings back then, he was going to miss them. Could it have been the Bolton game? I think perhaps potentially was up for missing. I can't quite remember. When was it, the Wickham game when he came out of that? I can't remember. But he was if it had picked
after Shrewsbury,
if in that period he picked up that booking, he'd have missed some pretty important games. So but I agree. The team carries itself now.
That starts with, I mean, as well. I'll come to Scott's. It's got a fellow. We've got a Kilmarnock fan joining us. He's also got Town loyalties. There's like I don't know why I'm making a pyramid. If you give me some money and then you get 2 mates. No, it starts from the owners. It goes through to Ashton. It goes through to McKenna and his backroom team. It's that synchronicity of purpose throughout the entire club, isn't it? It's people like Jason Schechter as well. This kind of stuff doesn't just happen.
No.
This kind of run, sustained run, determined clean sheets, doesn't just happen by chucking money at it. And a lot of, we need, I think Ben's right. We need to be a bit humble about the resources we've got available to us, but it doesn't guarantee anything, doesn't it? So to put such a coherent unit, a team together, players who arguably should be playing in League One elsewhere, maybe even higher, and are on their bench, are happy and contributing. It's, long may that continue, because that's the kind of momentum that builds into potentially
it is, but it's down.
Championship
It's
success.
down. I think in most instances it's down to, it's a great old Robson title of the first Bobby Robson book, is I'm now looking at it. Time on the grass, isn't it? You can just see these players are so well coached. Absolutely. And it comes, Don Ball's been speaking about it just today in the pre-match, wasn't he? He was the one up for the interview this week in the pre-match for today's game. And he is, you can tell they're just so impressed by McKenna.
Yep. We're
and his staff as well.
Yep. Scott, what a difference after February 2023. I'm used to the nearly men tag as a Scotsman who supports Kilmarnock. My heart is Blues all the way. Thank you, Scott. We're good to have you. We're glad to have you.
My niece lives in just outside. Lives in Beef, up in just outside Glasgow, and is married to a very keen Kilmarnock supporter. So my great nephew actually. Is very much a Killie supporter. Yeah.
There you go.
They're everywhere.
Connections. If Carlsberg did away, there's such a professional performance. Gary and James both agreeing Chappers for Player of the Year. James, my stepdad here, watching tonight. He saw us win the title, the FA Cup, and he's loving it. I mean, we always talk about you and Jules, the kind of
the link to the past.
Yeah, I mean, how?
It's great.
Success is success, isn't it, Dave? Doesn't matter.
I've never seen us win promotion. Fingers crossed it happens Saturday. Let's just, we have still got to get over the line, but I don't think that's happened for a while. Promotion on our ground,
or automatically,
or no, certainly not automatically. I was trying to think that when we came out of the old second division in '67,
it was on this day against Oxford, wasn't it?
That game, 90. And that was at Oxford. So we had the party. We're ready because Leicester, I think, were the other club that could have pipped us that season. They got beat or didn't get or matched our result. We matched their result at Oxford. So if I remember, it was the sort of party game on the Saturday at home to Brighton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But to actually clinch promotion at home, I'm not sure that's been done since way back when we first got promotion to the top division back in 1960, whenever it was.
Wow, there you go.
I think so.
Yeah, no,
I know when
we
got up in 67, 68, I think that might have been as a result of an away game. So, yeah, obviously we won the championship, obviously at Portman Road way back when. But Saturday will just be incredible.
Got to do the business, and then we got to do the business to make that happen.
Now we have, yeah.
And talking about Saturday, Joe, does McKenna now rest and plays for Saturday or same? It's got to be the same, isn't it?
Yeah,
got to be the same, I think.
Yeah.
There you go. Any other thought? Oh, hello, FBL Tractor. Good to have you with us. James Ruddock, Wolfenden most improved for me. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah. I still think for the drastic improvement, I think Burgess gets it for me though.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, here we go. I bet Ashton's dashboard is lighting up tonight, says Rob.
Because again, let's face it, probably a fit Edmondson and Burgess doesn't get in.
Yeah,
he really doesn't.
It's a good thought, that.
Yeah.
Yep. Patrick, what part of the pitch will we look to improve? I mean, all of the pitch, isn't it? It's being ripped. Hey. I think we've dealt with that kind of. I mean, in terms of his questions first.
We don't want any of those Cheltenham 6-yard boxes, do we? We don't want any of those.
Don't. But yeah, I think to answer Patrick's question, I think we've said.
I think we covered
both
that.
boxes a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we'll see. McKenna might put faith in them.
Talk of also today. Talk of potentially Middlesbrough coveting our goalkeeper.
Yeah. Well, it's chatting it.
Chat.
I hate this. The trouble is, I've gone from we've got to do this, and I'm really nervous, but I'm going to be massively excited when it happens about getting promoted. And then once that's sorted, we then got blooming stupid season where we're going to be linked with every single player. Oh, Ipswich are going to bid 5 million for yeah. It's not my cup of tea. Moving on. Andy, I was nervous before Peterborough. Nervous tonight. No longer. We are going up. There you go.
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit more comfortable tonight, Andy.
Yeah,
I think so.
I wasn't expecting it though. You can't. No one could have predicted it. If you predicted
No.
let us know in the chat.
These two games. So we said. I mean, this time last week we were sitting here after Port Vale game thinking, squeaky bum, we got away with that one. No, not got away with it because look, but we've seen games go. We were not really a great first half. They nicked one before half time. You're 1-0 down. Saw Ben at half time behind the stand, and Ben was saying, don't like the way this is gonna go. Got the early goal back, and then it wasn't. We didn't really miss chance. We didn't create that too much, did we? Until the penalty. So we're sitting right. Okay, two big games here, and I think I watched you guys do this show last week. I think you popped in at the last minute, didn't you, on your way once you got hung? And I think we all said that 4 points in these two games would be good. 4 points would be
even
brilliant.
I think I would have said 2 points would have been good.
But I think I thought right. 4 would be great. But I mean, to be sitting here now,
nuts, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
because I remember
happened to her.
I watched the Flagship on Sunday because I wasn't on, and I enjoy it when I'm not on it. And the guys were kind of talking about, Joe was sort of saying, "Oh, it's great that we kind of got the win at Peterborough because it takes the pressure off Barnsley." Yes. There was a good debate about psychology and what McKenna says to the players about, and I had a chat with Seb about this earlier before he was travelling up, about the message to McKenna surely is, if you want to just get it done, that you can enjoy the Exeter game, or there's no pressure. Well, and then you to do it.
Same again, same intensity levels, same again. We'll be all right.
Standard is so high, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll be intrigued to see McKenna's post-match after this one, but he'll be talking about Saturday getting the job done. You know that.
He's no fool, is he?
He's no mug. Flim, no mug. Do you think Hurst is regretting not coming to town last summer?
Good shout. Yeah.
Ben's got the right mindset. I'll ask it, but it's not something I've been thinking about. How many seasons will we be in the Championship before we get to the promised?
Can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine it?
Southampton style, eh?
Flipping heck. Southampton and Norwich did it, didn't they? Went right prepare on
them. Yeah. There we go. Ben, my mate from primary school. I'm sneaking on a plane now from Sydney. Can I get a ticket? Yeah, good luck for that. If Twitter was already active and Telegram and TWT was already about, give us some tickets. It's going to be it's going to be epic on Saturday for that, isn't it? Blimey. Charlie D, will Elkan Baggett make it into the first team? I mean, this is the promotion and kind of
he's now
Neil Mazzuni as well.
He's now at Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Is he Cheltenham? Is he getting it? Well, obviously he couldn't play against us. Is he getting a game? Do we know? Is he getting any game time?
I think he missed a few games from international call-ups.
Oh, right,
they couldn't postpone, but I don't think he's... If you give me a second, I'll see if I can find out. But I don't think he's played at all. Maybe one appearance from what I remember.
I don't seem to think he has.
So
I personally see him going somewhere else on loan again, don't you?
He's played one match for them, and it was ironically against Barnsley in February.
Wow. Yeah, I see him going out on loan again.
Elmiz
is, well, I mean, that must be one of our best ever loans, probably, for success, hasn't it? He won success, I think got in the League 2 Team of the Year as well, didn't he? I believe.
Yeah.
Did I see that? Yeah. I mean, what a useful squad player to have. But again, someone like that who's obviously up these, I know it's a league below, but has obviously up these levels and played, very much at a consistency level. I know an Orient supporter that absolutely loves him and would love him back. But yeah, interesting one, El Mazzuni. Again, what a great squad player. But yeah, then you get him back, then potentially you then see Humphreys perhaps going out on loan somewhere. I thought that would be probably a shoe-in somewhere next season, maybe back to League One, perhaps League Two. A nice problem to have, Rich, for a change,
problems,
isn't it? Though,
aren't they? Daniel and Rob are thinking on very similar lines. 6 points incoming against Norwich next season? Question mark.
Oh dear, wouldn't that not be absolutely a beautiful thing? Goodness me, that would be good, wouldn't it?
It's like one of those moments. Their
funny,
fans are,
I mean, you could see it. I sometimes, certainly, if like after the Swansea game, I do venture over on their message board. Oh my word, it's toxic. But yeah, there's a lot of talk about Ipswich and how they went in 3-0 at Peterborough. How are they doing this? So probably be the same again tonight, really.
Yep. Need to remind ourselves, Big Cheese Comedy. Hell yeah, what a result. Yeah, if you are joining us, there are still people sticking with us. If you are on the coaches as well, we want to hear from you
We're
after
going on till
Ipswich.
1:30.
Yeah. Barnsley, I've got to go to work in the morning. Barnsley 0, Ipswich 3. Get your thoughts and your questions in for Dave. We'll deal with as many as we can. Chris O'Reilly, will the black kit make a return last game of the season? Fleetwood in red and white. It's got to be home. I mean,
yeah,
what's great as well, a really excellent home shirt. It sounds weird to say, but a home shirt it's deserves a good season to go with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just like that's the kit nerd in me. You're not buying that one, Dave.
How many do you think of our board will potentially make it over on Saturday? All of them?
Oh yeah, you've got to, haven't you? This
Yeah.
is Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney kind of territory now, isn't it? You got
flying over with Sully, I reckon.
Yeah. I've been making all kinds of gestures tonight, haven't I, Jamie? That's what standing up allows me to do. Flex the guns. Skip, I think Idris will stay at Orient next year, and we'll look at him then. I mean, obviously, level up as well.
Surprise me. Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Stuart, listening in from Richmond, USA, moved from Lowestoft to the US 15 years ago. Really miss heading to Port Road. Thank you all for your hard work and bringing content down. Thank you for being with us, Stuart. We appreciate everyone overseas. We've got Canadians, Americans. Give us a shout out if you're Australians. If you are watching from overseas, we want to hear from you. Alex, do we think this change in how direct we become alongside the possession is down to Luongo coming in for Evans, who passed the ball relentlessly, but sometimes to little effect? Interesting thought.
Bit harsh, I think. Evans was having a good season, wasn't he? Was having a very, very good season.
And he was quite direct at times, wasn't he?
And he was, a little bit quarterbackish, wasn't he? A bit quarterbackish, but he's right in effect. The style has changed, hasn't it? You know, Luongo's much more of a ball carrier, isn't he? As and when he needs to be. So I mean, Evans almost forgotten man. I mean, he was having a great season, wasn't he? Really. And just obviously with this injury, just haven't seen him for. I think it was a bit harsh today because they were talking about on our Telegram group. People were talking about, I don't know, most improved player of the year, most improved player, flop of the year. And I think majority were sort of coming down on side of Panucci Kamara, which is a little bit harsh because the boy hadn't been fit at all.
Injuries,
a little bit harsh that I think.
I think it had me.
And a little time he did play, he could have been an absolute hero last kick of the game against Cheltenham, couldn't he?
That would have put us, that goal would have put us up.
And mate, a fit and flying Kamara is a player. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens to him over the over the close season, and if he's full fit and flying for fingers crossed the Championship next season.
Michael is the man with the yellow shoes, going to throw them into the crowd when we go up. Kevin Mincher, the magic great yellow shoes.
He's going to throw one into the top tier of the Magnus stand for our colleague Craig to catch.
Yeah, Craig's going to be
who first outed him about a year ago.
Yeah, but that's a big factor as well. Psychology's got to have come into it, right?
Must do.
It comes in from McKenna in respect of how you set the team up and what you say. But we need to remember there was a really dodgy patch December, January. A lot of people very down. The signings obviously came in. We knew they needed time to gel, but the psychology of bouncing back and then going on this run and sustaining it, Dave, that just doesn't happen overnight, does it?
Rich, it is the run. When you look at this run and you look at the teams around you, and we did it every week, and who they had to play, and the quality of team the left that we had to play. It was just ridiculous. And look, I think we said on the pod after that, I think I was one of them, after that Bristol Rovers game, I think I said, well, guys, we've got to be careful here. We might not even make the playoffs. If our form dips to this extent and we don't suddenly start improving, the playoffs were no shoo-in back then. And they weren't, were they? Because we were really not, okay, we had the thumping win against pretty poor Morecambe side on the night, which I think was before the Cambridge game. But that little spell there, then, of course, just preceding that, we had the debacle in the fog at Oxford, and you think, oh, God, this is typical. But again, you've got to put it in the context draws. We lost 4 games all season. 4 games we've lost all season. Incredible. Incredible.
Still not promoted.
Incredible, and still not promoted. And like I said, still conceivably might get 100 points, and still conceivably might get 100 goals, and not win the league.
There's the run for everyone. Just put it up the screen there. 4 wins in a row now since the Cheltenham Easter Monday draw, which probably we should have won as well.
I think I put it out there. Had we had this team since the start of the season, I think we perhaps would have wrapped the league up round about Easter time, probably.
Is it an unbeaten season, Dave?
Sorry?
Is it an unbeaten season as well?
Oh, well, that's a good point. Maybe not unbeaten season, but you'd certainly see some of those frustrating draws converted to wins.
Yeah, agree with that, definitely. Romeo, if we win on Saturday, does our number 17 make a brief cameo at Fleetwood? I'm sure. Well, he should be there on Saturday as well, shouldn't he?
Maybe bring his guitar in the box and a big blast of Castle on the Hill or something like that. You never know.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Hey.
As Sean says, though, recruitment in January key. Broadhead, Clark, Luongo, Hurst, massive impacts. Yeah,
incredible.
And someone above as well. I don't think I put it on, so apologies for that. And I forget who it is again, so sorry about that. Credit for Mark Ashton, no stone unturned. That mentality as well, that relentless, success.
I mean, Hurst was a really interesting one, wasn't it? Because again, there was some talk on the pod and in the Telegram group, and we're getting a striker, and it's George Hurst. Perhaps we thought that ship had sailed, sort of thing. Didn't want to come. Well, supposedly it didn't. I say he didn't want to come. I don't know. So obviously signed a new contract with Leicester, so didn't come straight away. And there was certainly talk around the pod and the Telegram group that Hurst really, that ship has sailed. Really, can't we do better than that? But again, took a few games. I must admit, I wasn't won over immediately. I think it took a few games to get up to speed, but he's been key. But I mean, Broadhead, what a signing! But I'm sorry, Massimo Luongo has just been incredible.
He's absolutely
incredible. Yeah.
FPL transfer reminding us why Everton, good proof that money can be spent very badly. I mean, Ipswich Town, proof that money can be spent very badly as well.
We've seen that. Oh my word. Yeah.
Evening to Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Hi, James. Good to have you with us as well. Rob from 2-0 down at home to Sheffield Wednesday, who scored 39 goals. Conceded only 2.
Again, I still go back to the Michael Smith 1-on-1, 3-0.
Sliding
you don't
doors.
come back from that. And that whole, Rich, you've done them all, haven't you? A real sliding doors moment, that one. A definitive sliding doors moment, I'd say, that one.
Maybe so. Charlie D, I was at the Oxford game, 12 years, ran on the pitch. What a memory. Memories to be made. Certainly, hopefully, fingers crossed on Saturday as well. Lewis, Walton linked with Borough. Surely no way he loses City money. Do you want to answer this one? I think I did.
Yeah, I mean, I think we spoke about this 10 minutes ago, didn't we? And I think you've already poo-pooed it, haven't you? Really, just
Paul in the know.
Fans talk. Oh, there you go.
Won't go nowhere. Couldn't support.
Of course he's not. There's your answer.
Yep. Markson will be League One champions at this rate. Come on, you Blues. €249. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Thank you for your support.
Thanks, Mark.
As we mentioned, if you want to do super chat, great. But otherwise, a thumbs up would be fantastic for us. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if Port Vale go there Saturday and play with the same intensity.
It's the last game of the season, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, the last game. Yeah, sorry, the last game of the season. Yeah, that's not a foregone conclusion.
They got Burton on Saturday.
Yeah,
who obviously have just
had me notched. Got his tail up.
Someone mentioned that above as well. There you go. A lot of people were at Oxford, a lot of reminiscing about that. Scott Walker, first time on your platform, lads. Blue Monday as New Order Geek. I love the title. Thank you. And weirdly, but we love it. Our intro music is provided by our friend Ed from Editors as well. So a bit of a ton of love. So we thank Ed for his support as well. But yeah, thank you, Scott, and thank you everyone who's joining us for the first time. We appreciate it.
I think back in 2015, Ben did approach Bernard Sumner for the rights, but he was having none of it.
No, for the rights as well. we own it. We own everything. No.
Yeah, not the rights. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
the right to play as intro, but yeah, he was having none of it. Ben offered to play keyboards for him as well, but he still weren't having anything of it.
The deal wasn't there to be done. We're going to go for a few more minutes. So I know it's late and I've got to pack my bag and jump in the car in about 5 hours time, but that's fine. We're going to keep going. We're on adrenaline now. I probably won't even sleep anyway. So Lee, love the way one Barnsley defender pushed the other one to allow the gap between them for Hurst to shoot through the net. Need to watch that one back. It was a little bit chaotic, but Hurst did really well with that second goal.
Composed finish.
Strong, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Noel, leading to Noel Burgess. He now looks composed, skillful on the ball. McKenna has turned him into a ball.
Agreed.
Very calm as well. I like Burgess. There's moments where Walton did it, but Burgess just put his foot on the ball and just stopped.
He's got a lovely for a big guy. He's got a lovely touch, left foot, beautiful left foot. Yeah.
Nick, I told you it'd be a breeze on Sunday. 100 points is on. Joe Fairs will be loving it as well. Yep. Great win tonight. Thought Barnsley may get the draw, says Cameron. Jack win Saturday pie in Ipswich off. It's going to be could be a good night. Definitely not round to mine. Sully says, "What time do I have to get
9:30?
Oh, yeah, man. I'll have a chat with Dan. We'll get. So the pre-match show, if you're unaware, is partnered with the Greyhound. So we will get some information. I think they usually open at about 11:30, but breakfast might be on the cards as well, Dave. This could be.
I would have thought. I'd have thought. Knowing
could be a big
Dan
day.
would probably, as it looks, I reckon there'd be some potential post-match stuff going on as well.
Post-match might be on as well. I agreed with that.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm disappointed I predicted a 3-1 win. There you go. Team excelled once again and no goal conceded. Alistair proud to be a tractable. It's not often that we said that in the last few years, but
brilliant, mate.
Certainly feeling that. What else have we got? Lots of stuff. Alistair, unbelievable season, having to pinch myself watching the Super Blues. Romeo reckons Bagger Humphreys Elm is to get League One loans next season. I think we said that.
Yeah.
Joe's in traffic, but listening.
Who
So
cares,
great to have you, Joe. Wow.
Yep.
There we go. Lots of thoughts on that. Bob, our goal fan, dropping in. Must stun you guys that you're on course for 100 points.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
It does. It does. But fair play to you. Fair play to you.
Yeah, exactly right.
Incredible.
It does kind of feel like we generally quite like the analytics on this channel, and not the top 20 posted some stat leaders today as well, didn't they? And it's generally Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday and kind of the obvious ones. Plymouth have done really well to sustain it, Dave, haven't they? We have to give them credit.
Yeah. Look, and they have some big players, not just Whittaker and Cooper. Azaz has been out injured for a big part of the season, missed a lot of football, and they've just managed to go. I mean, I think equally as impressive as our recent run has been their pickup and their away form. You know, the win at Exeter, the win on I forget who else they beat away fairly recently. At was it Shrewsbury? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it Shrewsbury? I mean, equally as impressive, really, because their away form, to be fair, probably up to February, March time hadn't been that great. I mean, we all know their home form is just off the charts good, isn't it? I mean, look at it, it's crazy. But yeah, they've really picked up results away from home, and yeah, absolutely deserve where they deserve to be where they are.
Yep, and hopefully we both secure that on the weekend.
Yeah,
a lot of love for Burgess. Skip reminding us he was a midfielder for Fulham in his debut against us 14-15. That win at Portman Road, Murphy and McGoldrick.
Luke Hyam, I think. Seem to remember.
Chris, championship promotional beer at the Greyhound. What will it be? It'll be a burger, won't it? I think generally that they do.
It'll be a burger, isn't it?
Ed, physical game, hard to referee, but think overall we did well. Barnsley better than I thought, but
I agree.
Our post-Christmas cutting edge, amazing stuff. 100 goals, 100 points, bring it on. I think, Dave, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
And breathe.
No party of mine. No, definitely not. We'll be back for the pre-match show. We'll get some details if there's early opening somewhere or something is happening. Do get involved in the Telegram group as well, because I'm sure a meetup, if it happens, got to do the job. Knock. But yeah, drinks at 6, quiz at 7, says Matt. But yeah, hopefully Saturday, big, nice, modern, historic moment in the history of our club.
Yeah,
hopefully, got to get the job done. But
wow,
everyone enjoy it. Look after yourselves as well on Saturday. Hopefully, some stuff to look forward to there. We'll be back.
We're just about to say they drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, gamble responsibly, all the above. We'll be back on the pre-match show. We'll try and get some details of what is going on if we're aware of stuff. As I said, Telegram group, go and join us over there. Blue Monday, ITFC.co.uk for all the information there. Do give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. Do subscribe. And I think that's all the business we've got. Thank you, everyone. If you want to shout out, now's the time. I'm going to let Dave sum up what has been a pretty spectacular
a couple of
evening.
things, really. Just a little plug. If anyone wants to carry more euphoria into tomorrow evening, I am going to be on the GB Naked Footy show on ICR tomorrow. I think with Matt. I think with Matt.
Because New Turnstile Blues coming out
Matt
as well.
New Turnstile Blues is out. So I believe I am making a guest appearance on there as well tomorrow evening. To sum up tonight, Rich, no words almost, just incredibly proud. Just absolutely brilliant from, I always want to say 1 to 11, but you can't say that anymore. But to a man, absolutely superb. And yeah, we just deserve to be where we are. But again, I must say credit to Plymouth. What an absolute incredible season they've had as well. So yeah, let's look forward to Saturday, Greyhound, hopefully pre-match and hopefully post-match as well. And well, yeah, I mean, if as good as it was tonight, Saturday could just blow the roof off, couldn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to leave you with a few bits and pieces to look at as well as to hear. Ipswich Town 3-0 winners at Barnsley, 47% possession, but it doesn't matter. 3 big chances, 3 goals for. Blimey, I can't even remember who scored the first goal. It's ages ago, Dave.
It was
Broadhead
near post header from Nathan Broadhead, wasn't it?
Hurst with the side foot lash. And Connor Chaplin, the coolest man in Oak Club, dinking over the keeper. There he is. Look at his face. He's earned it. There's the run. 17 games unbeaten, 4 wins in a row. The league table there, Ipswich Town second on 94 points with a plus 60 goal difference with Exeter City coming to Portman Road to hopefully get the job done and secure a return to the Championship. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon.